Hello everyone, this is going to be Project Cybertruck by Team Overkill. Team members is going to be Papa, Andrew, myself, and Jack. Group progress overall, we've made a Pi controlled RC car. We built a website to control the car, and we enabled video streaming for the Raspberry Pi.
All right, so for member progress, so for this portion, I just worked on the website. So I incorporated the live stream to the website so the viewer can watch the YouTube live stream. I created the website navigation and then I created a QR code and a homepage for the website.
And I most of the time worked on the video part of the project, so I was able to upgrade the Pi to get it ready to install the different software we're going to be using, and those software include FFmpeg, and also added the support for the LiveX 264 codec, and I also tweaked the code in order to get the stream to work properly on YouTube.
I worked on getting the distance sensor code implemented. Also made up a kind of like a mock-up project of the distance sensor. Had some issues there, but we'll discuss that later.
And then I did the hands-on stuff. I got an RC car, took it apart, looked at how it worked, and then I got a motor controller, replaced the chip inside the RC car, and then I got some battery holders to power the wheel motors, and then I wrote some initial code for the car Python to control it remotely through Firebase database. Then I slapped together a simple web page to control it, and then I wired up all the circuitry in the RC car so that it all fit inside pretty well.
And so here we have a diagram of the Pi setup. Um, let's imagine that this is actually the car vertically placed, and we basically have all of these different components underneath the Pi underneath the car and inside of the car. And we have the 9 volts of composed of 6 AA's batteries. We have the motor controller that Jack actually ordered. We have the Raspberry Pi there, and also the power bank, and we have the motor here and the wheels in the front and also on the back. And
And then this
yeah,
is the circuit diagram for the motor driver controller. And the front wheels are connected on the left, the back wheels are connected on the right. Then the Pi is connected into the logic pins on the bottom right there. Then on the bottom left, that's where the power connects to the motor controller, the 9 volt in and all that. And then the Pi is powered by a separate power bank.
and here actually we already discussed about this in the previous weeks, where basically this just shows generally how the Pi is actually talking to the web server and get it into the user display.
And then for the software diagram here, we have the database controller that talks to the Firebase database. And then we have the main class in the middle that controls everything. It talks to the database controller and the car class. Then we have the car class that does all the controlling of the motors and stuff to control the car.
And so we have various roadblocks for this project actually, and as a team, of course, due to the pandemic, we were having a lot of issue to get all the team member together and meet up. So we actually find other solution to do it, to be able to do it via Discord and online. And we also were obviously unable to receive components for our various project from the school itself. So Jack had to go ahead and buy the component with his own money, unfortunately. And even though we were able to buy those components, there was also a few delayed shipment, which also caused our progress to be a little bit late. And me personally, the roadblock I had working on my part include the fact that my Raspberry Pi was having a few public key missing, and which basically prevented me from running a few different programs. To solve this, I actually had to install the uh, keychain and also imported the key separately. Also, in order to achieve the streaming feature, most of the documentation were actually geared towards Ubuntu and whatnot. The different things I've tried to make work on the Pi yielded in different errors and whatnot due to other software that I have to um, installed previously before continuing with the main installation I was going for. And even after everything started to work, the Pi resource limitation caused a few issues because streaming in 1080p with a high bit rate to get high quality stream was a little bit too much for the Pi to handle.
And then the roadblocks for my work on the website was mainly just ensuring that the embedded live stream that we have displayed the proper live stream whenever a new live stream was created instead of showing a previous pre-recorded video of a previous live stream. And then as well as ensuring that the window location was properly displayed specifically with the live stream without constantly refreshing the page. And then overall just formatting the website to make sure everything looked organized and evenly spaced and looked professional.
One of my roadblocks is just not being able to get hands on the project. So a lot of the load got put on Jack. Don't like that. Also, with my sensors, they were faulty, so I wasn't able to actually build the mock-up I was planning on designing. And then the last one is just like putting all that workload on just like one of our teammates.
And then, as previously stated, I had to handle a lot of the hands-on stuff. So uh, mainly my roadblocks were not having things I needed. So I had to go out and buy them, like the motor controller for controlling the motors of the RC car. And then the FreeNov wires were too rigid at their ends, so I had to cut custom wires to fit and be able to fit in that confined space. And then we needed a separate power source for the wheels, so I had to buy battery holders that would allow us to do that. And then I realized after hooking up the 4 AA batteries that when we actually went to drive it, it it weighed too much and it didn't have enough power to be able to move. So I had to replace that with a 6 AA pack.
So here we can see the different video demo that we had. I'm gonna start with the demonstration of the car working.
So we're going to control the car right now through the website. So steering is on top, driving's on bottom. I hit forward and then stop. You can see. I hit backwards and stop. You can see. And then I can veer it left or right or straight.
And that's the car working according to Jack's command using the website. And here is basically how we turn on the
So
system.
to start the RC car, you plug in this cord here. And then the battery pack that is connected to it, you press the button. And that powers on the Pi. And then we have a separate power source for the motor. It's AA's, 6 of them. So we just plug that in. And that's how you start it.
And so here's some extra pictures showing the entire process. Here we can see, of course, the older version of our setup, and some different other picture of Jack wiring everything together. Thank you very much.